Good evening. It's a late one, but look, we're all smiling. Even Dan's smiling. But guys, it's the agenda. It's the review show. It's the review show. It's me, Kalula, as usual, and Dan has returned to give us his Burnley take on the slapping that they've just received. Good evening, and good evening. How we doing, everyone?
Been better.
I can feel the heart. I can feel the arrow in the heart. Like, I've been better. For me, just ready for Christmas. So that's where I'm at. Just ready for Christmas. Don't worry, Dan. I've got a Christmas cracker for you here. It's going to be okay.
As long as it's got 3 points in it and it comes in my way, I'll be happy. But
oh no.
Mark Edmund, I see you. Box, I see you. Solo, we see you. Mark Edmund, I said I saw you. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, I've seen you. Guys, we went a lot stronger than I had envisaged, to be fair. I mean, I saw Solo's team and I agreed with it virtually 100%. And then when I saw what they had put out today, my prediction of maybe the score, I think I went 2-0 or 3-1, whatever I did, but I was never in any fear that we were the team. Dan, was it what you expected? Were you just a little bit more fearful? What was your thoughts on how the game would have gone once you saw our lineup?
yeah, once I saw the lineup, I thought this is obviously to get match sharpness as well in some of these players' legs, because you've had a few players that haven't been playing in the World Cup, but the ones that have, it was probably good to see Rashford back. I was shocked compared to Solo's, 11. I'd have much preferred that one, to be honest. But you can only play what's in front of you, and you did go strong against us. I think if we were a mid-table championship team, you could have gone for something like what Solo went for, or even a bit weaker. But when you're sort of top of the championship, you've scored in every single game since the 12th of August. You're the top scorers in the whole of English football. And I think that's another element that adds to that performance in favour of Manchester United. The team you put out, it just goes to show that we've still got a lot of things to do, and a lot of ways and means to learn to get even to that sort of similar calibre.
For me, I like the confidence of the team. When I saw Wan-Bissaka was on, I looked and I thought, because there's been a lot of discussion with him, and I thought, okay, let's see what you've got. When I looked at the back four, and I thought, okay, let's see. And I really didn't have any doubt. We're watching. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take away that. I just say Burnley, you're not a bad team, and you did. If you look at the stats, the score doesn't reflect the effort that was put into it. But
yeah.
What I will say is that no, it was nice to see. Obviously, you can see I'm biased. It was nice to see how it developed.
Casemiro playing centre back, Kalula.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. It was when I saw Casemiro Lindelof. That was the bit that got me, and I thought, wait a minute, is this going to work? Like, I don't know if. Do you think Casemiro was tested enough? Do you think this is the game that we can say Lee was tested enough?
I think this was more a fitness game, because as much as Burnley had they had possession for the first maybe 35 minutes, the Bradford really didn't have anything to do. But then when he did, he frightened the shit out of me. He wasn't. He doesn't fill me with confidence at all. Is
that because we're so used to De Gea? Because we've had De Gea for a long time.
Oh, look, if you've got a goalie who can't catch, I think
I mean,
we're
like
in trouble.
Spurs.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, exactly, like Spurs. But Lloris makes one Rick every, 5 or 6 games. He made 2.
I
The
know.
one where the ball went by his foot, and then the other one where he went to catch it, and then Wan-Bissaka and Casemiro had to try, do the overhead to clear the ball over the line. So maybe if Burnley had an opportunity to test him earlier, maybe the game would have been different, because they would have thought, shit, get it in early or get it into the box or something else, maybe.
It's definitely Thumbelina. That's what I see. I see Thumbelina.
What about your lineup, Dan? Were you happy with the team that you put out? Was it what you expected?
I said there'd be a few changes. I said it wouldn't surprise me if we used the physicality of Ashley Barnes up top, which we did. I'm just surprised that we've done that. I thought we'd have still stuck with Jay Rodriguez, who has a good goal-scoring record at Old Trafford. Who didn't even get a sniff of action at all. I wonder if Kompany does have one eye on the league. I mean, when you saw him walking off at the end of the game, he did look like a little bit peed off at what had happened, because I think it was a case of we did do what he wanted of us. It was just that there was the certain basics and certain structures of going forward that we didn't quite manage to get right due to how well your defence, the structure of your defence was. So Peacock Farrell spent last season out on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, and then I can't say he even had a bad game. I feel like I'm sort of picking at players that haven't had much game time. Can't blame him for doing it, but you've got to go for a full strength side in this sort of game. If you're going to go for it, for me, when I saw the lineup, I thought, has he got one eye on the division more than anything else? But I still believe we did give a good account of ourselves. Just a bit of lapse in concentration and the odd defensive error is what's cost us today.
Fair enough.
Do you think it might be an experience thing? Because when I looked, I've got to be honest. When I was watching, I can't. As Mark said below, Burnley did look good. I'm not going to say I wasn't worried, because I was worried, because it's not the first time that we've been snapped out of this by a team that you think, oh, I know what we're going to do here. It's more the fact of you guys did have the formula. I just feel like it was either the execution at the end and maybe just experience. That for me, it's not like you couldn't do it. I saw and you pressed, and that's what I liked. You did press. I just feel like maybe it's just down to a bit of experience, which
half of our team is like what 26 and under, and they're playing in their first season in a brand new team, because half of these like young foreign lads that have come over, yes, playing at Old Trafford for them will be up there as a dream or something, like most footballers do. They want to play on the biggest stages against the biggest teams, but I just think, again, it was better, quality and experience was on show today for Manchester United more than what we had, and it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve that they know what they now have to do to even sort of match that level now that they've competed against it. So, inexperience, I totally agree. I probably expected a bit more from the older lads in there. But that's me being very picky. I didn't think out of Ashley Barnes today, apart from turning up in the dying minutes with that shot that were about an inch wide. Other than that, I thought he was pretty quiet. That's another reason why I thought we could have done with someone like Rodriguez or Scott Twine a bit earlier.
Scott Twine, he's had a pretty good season for you, Twine, this season.
He's not even. This is only his third appearance.
So what's he been doing? Playing reserves? What's the?
He had 15 minutes against Huddersfield on the opening day of the season. Cracked the post with a free kick, and played pretty well in that 15-minute cameo. And then since then he's been injured, and we've only just seen him back in the last 2 or 3 games. I'd like to say against Borough, it was difficult. Came on as a sub, Then we had the sending off, which wasn't a sending off. That's been rescinded now. But at the time, he'd been on the pitch 11 minutes, and then Company had to launch him off to obviously tactically change the game. But I think Company keeps saying Scott Twan's going to be the missing link that Burnley needs when he finally finds his feet.
That's why I was wondering why he hadn't been. I didn't realise it was injury.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are saying it was mental health as well.
Okay.
So, because there's not really been anything said about what sort of injury. I think it's just been said that he's ruled out. That's pretty much how they've worded it.
Well, we had a comment before by Pat saying that Burnley, it was a comment before saying that don't quote me on this because it's not actually on the screen now, which is Burnley had possession but no substance.
Substance. Yeah.
So of course, we have to be brutally honest, and sorry to say this, Burnley, you did well. Burnley should feel they did well because you're not going against, like, let me pick a team out of the air, like Sutton United. You're going, you're not on a Sunday league. You've gone against Man United. This for you is a good thing in a way that you didn't just sit down. You didn't just lie down on the pitch and go, oh no, it's Man United. You actually tried to do what you needed to do. But I do think, as I say, experience and finishing, it's one of the problems, isn't it? When you have stats, but you don't, the equation doesn't really, like, how do you put it, come into fruition.
That's what I've said to a lot of people. Like, obviously, we're top of the league, but I think we do need another season in the Championship, to iron out the imperfections. I don't want us to come up and we sort of do this, where we give a good account of ourselves, but at the end of the season, we're straight back to the Championship again. I'd rather us iron out those, the odd creases in the team. And it's an extra season of, growth in those younger players. So, yeah, I totally agree. United were just the quality showed through and through. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about the first goal and second goal, but them sort of goals come from having quality that knows each other's game, and these lads are still getting used to each other's game.
It'll come. As I said, I was impressed at how he tried to play, to be fair. But as I said, the fact that we went so strong,
different to Dashball, weren't it?
Yeah, complete. I mean, I know he was in the studio, but we had the sound down, so it's going to be interested. Yeah, interested what his take on it would have been. I'm just going to go for a couple of messages. Paddy's got good win. Bruno was embarrassing. As captain. Oh, Paddy.
Oh, Paddy.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Getting the cat claws out.
I tell you. This is from Zoe. The more I see Rashford run and goal, the more it reminds me of Ryan Giggs tearing up at the San Siro. So we'll talk about Rashford's goal. That's coming. Oh, you've got something good to say, Paddy. God bless you. He said he had a good game today. Casemiro, this is from Zoe's Media House. Casemiro was the reason why Burnley didn't score today. He was rock solid. He was very impressive at the back. Talk, who I did a watch along with, wasn't too impressed. Paul Tierney's got one of Dubravka. Dubravka wouldn't even make it as a Burnley number one. No offense. I said I didn't think he was great today.
I agree with you though, Mr. B. I think Casemiro had a great game. I think him and McTominay had an understanding where sort of if one of them, I don't know whether when Burnley came forward, one of them was man marking Josh Brownhill to stop any sort of forward momentum, which then freed up either one of the two. I thought that worked well, to be fair, but when it comes to like the bigger games in the Premier League, I don't think that's going to be the mainstay for Manchester United.
I would like to think that Scott won't be a mainstay, but I'll probably get on to Scott in a minute. Box has got Bruno plays on the edge. We need that, and he's got to learn. What's that? He can tame the petulance, but we need intensity. Rooney, Vidic, Keane, all played with it. So yeah, I think he's having a little dig at or a little convo with Paddy there, to be fair. Matty McFace. Dan, ask Mr. B for a friendly wager. If Burnley get automatic promotion, No, 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 no. I'm not extending this competition to anything more than Fred. That is it, because I know what's going to happen. It'll be soon. Soon it'll be when the Atlanta Braves win whatever sport they play in, there'll be like 7 options. No, 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 no. I'll keep my options as small and as minimal as I can. Thank you very much. What else have we got in here? So he's agreeing with Paddy about Bruno shouldn't be captain. He isn't calm enough. Oh my God! Look, I don't know.
For me, one thing I will agree is I don't think Bruno should be captain. I think people are forgetting a few seasons ago, we played Bruno over and over and over. He played every single game. We relied on Bruno. And a lot of people don't want to admit how much we relied on Bruno. Everyone's forgetting that Bruno was the one doing the stint. We get a new player in. He was meant to be the limelight. They left. Even the one I loved the most, I love Cavani. But Cavani came in and he went away. You've got all these people that come in and go away, and Bruno stayed. Bruno is like that hard worker in a factory where he's the same guy doing the same job. Leave him to do the job. Yeah, that's all you need to do is leave Bruno to do the job and maybe give him a day off here or there.
I agree. I agree with that. I was gonna say that if you take that captaincy away from him, he can just focus on the main things that he needs to do as a player, not having to orchestrate what everybody else has to do around him. Which, if anything, that's where you'll probably see the best of Bruno.
Is there still more to come? I still think this so.
Sorry, Mark's giving me a joke now.
I swear to God, if Fred scores, I am dead on this channel.
You know what? I didn't realise that I was rooting for Fred. I didn't realise that until this moment.
Yeah. Oh, all of a sudden, I'm convinced there's a lot of people rooting for Fred. All of a sudden, you're all shits. I swear. Ericsson opens the scoring. Wan-Bissaka. I mean, you'll give it to us from a Burnley point of view. Ball from Bruno. We moan about Bruno. People in the chat moan about Bruno, but it was his ball to Wan-Bissaka. And that touch from Wan-Bissaka played in, off the floor, on the volley, straight into Ericsson's run, bang, 1-0. I'm going to start with you, Kalula. United goal.
I can't complain. That's the reason why I'm not... as I say, my problem with Bruno is that I just don't think he should be captain. I think he's had a lot of pressure after all those years, and I feel like just leave him to do the job in which we recruited him for. We never recruited him for being a captain. Secondly, Wan-Bissaka, I hope he hasn't been on social media recently. I hope he hasn't seen anything that anyone's been saying, because everyone's been saying sell him, loan him, give him to the chip shop. Everyone's been saying literally get rid of him, and I do think there's a lot of promise there with him. When I saw that kick go towards Ericsson, that was somebody's been practicing. I would like to give him some time. He's a very, very talented player. I think that we've been really, really harsh when it comes to it. And with Emma Kay saying that, honestly, I like that Bruno's frustration shows. People complain about Martial not showing emotion, but Bruno shows too much. Make up your mind. And I agree with that. I want to look at the most favourite players we've got are the ones that showed the cojones. One of the players we've got are the ones that are screaming, the ones that are showing the passion. Bruno's got passion. He just shouldn't be captain.
Sorry, my brain completely went dead. Dan.
Thinking about broccoli, pal. That's what it is.
Dan, sorry.
I love it.
Your take on the Ericsson goal.
Good ball by Fernandes. For me, I think Goodmanson could have been a little bit closer. You see from the replays, he keeps looking over his shoulder at where Wan-Bissaka is. But then as the ball comes over, Wan-Bissaka's already set off. For me, Wan-Bissaka's done phenomenally well to even anticipate that run, keep the ball in, hit it as sweet as he did on the volley. But as any great team does, they anticipate that happening. And that's what Ericsson did. Ericsson is already there waiting for it. The Burnley defenders are thinking, nah, this has gone out. It's not coming. And Eriksen's just like, yeah, give it here. I'll finish it off. So a little bit static from us at that point, I thought. I think we were anticipating the ball going out, but let's not take anything away from the fact that was a really well-worked team goal.
Right.
See, I can be nice, even as a Burnley fan. I can be nice.
Let's not. You can be honest, and that's all we are.
That's
you
all.
Don't even have to be nice, as long as you're honest.
May I pose a question? I would like to ask Dan, do you think that the rules, because I watch a lot of Championship as well, because I'm a nutter and I love football, do you think that sometimes the Championship, the way that the refs are in when it comes to other leagues, that sometimes it's very confusing for Championship teams? One of the things, sometimes I feel like Championship teams are a bit wary, and it's like they don't know how to approach certain things. Like you said, Goodison, he could have gone in more. Do you think that sometimes it's like they don't know how to judge the situation when it comes to when they're around the box? I've noticed some Championship teams.
Yeah,
that it's kind of like a little bit of a weird ground.
Yeah, you'd like to think though that with the Championship you'd be a little bit more expansive with the choices you've got, because there's no VAR in the Championship. You know, you've got a chance of getting away with murder a little bit.
That's why I think sometimes that people are quite, from the Championship, that teams are quite nervous, because then they go into certain avenues and then they're thinking, wait a minute, this is different.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore the Championship. Ball goes it back at net, can celebrate it, don't have to wait 30 seconds for this piss farting about stuff with the referee and fourth officials. It's top notch. But yeah, there probably is a slight hint of hesitation when it comes to it. Again, that's why I thought when we had the chance, when Goodmanson again played in a good ball for Cherlinov in the second half, and all he has to do is put that past to Bravka, and he doesn't. He hits it with the outside of his foot. I thought, if anything, he probably has a good chance at taking a touch and then maybe putting it through Dubravka, because the player who was running onto him at the time, I think it might have been Malacia or Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. If they touch him, there's a chance of a penalty. That's it. Why just first time hit it, take a risk?
Question for you on the screen,
Dan. Just go back to that question, though.
Yeah, it's right here. Where's it gone? Is Dan the pro possession based? Burnley, would you like to see some salmon and arms, some dashboard?
Similar to Allardyce, though, Mr. B, so I can totally understand the confusion. I like it. I do like the fact that we're playing nice football and it is good to watch. Obviously, the results that we're getting in the Championship is brilliant as well. It's all well and good having possession of the ball and passing it around, but if you're not doing anything else with it, then it stands for nothing. So, to be fair, I think there's a hint of both of it to our game. If you look at some of the goals we've scored this season, we've been very quick on the counter. The teams have come forward. Muric has pumped a long ball all the way to Teller, who's managed to get on the shoulder of the last defender, and we've scored goals that way as well. So there has been a bit of a healthy mix in there, as well as the possession-based stuff. But I do enjoy it. I think sometimes towards the end of a game, when it's like 88th minute and you still need a goal, and you're still passing it around and you're thinking, what are you doing? Like, literally, possession goes out the window. Get it forward and do everything you can. That's when the frustration sets in for me. So I can't grumble. Can't grumble, to be fair.
Okay. We'll move swiftly on to
beautiful.
Matt, Dan, sorry, I will let you have your take on this.
Do you remember the goal Heung-min Son scored against Burnley, where we just allowed him to run from his own half and score, and now we've allowed Rashford to do the same fucking thing again? It's just so annoying. Like, why? Why us? Why us? That's the most infuriating thing. The defending for it was shocking. Take a tactical yellow. I'm not saying break his legs. I'm saying just be tactical. Tug his shirt or something on the edge of the box. Put just something that Stop, because at 1-0, for me, even prior to that, once you scored, that's when I think looked like we had fireworks up our arse, and half time actually came at a good time for Manchester United more than it did for Burnley, because we were growing at that point. But the more the game continued, I thought, we're having a good spell here. If we can get something, all of a sudden, I just see Rashford come forward. Oh my God, he's going all the way. He's going up. It was so frustrating to see, and it's happened twice now. If anything, that's where Kompany is probably going to have words in the dressing room based on that goal alone, because you can't be giving him so much space. And I say so much space. He's so far out on the wing. He's practically a Tory, right? He's that far out on wing. And then he's managed to cut in, become central, do everything else. Jordan Bayer sticks a foot out like he's just gone, yeah. Like, you're not Eric Morecambe, mate. You're not stood there going like this. Like, no TikTok dance going, hey. Like, no, stop it. Stop peeing around. Do something properly. Defend. That's your job. I sound like Roy Keane now. That's his job. But honestly, it's infuriating. But on the flip side, brilliant goal. Made up for Rashford that he's done that. He's been in a good form for you guys. He just could have saved it for, I don't know, next week or something.
See, for me, I honestly thought I started watching FIFA 2023. I did. I saw it because I thought...
On beginner?
Yeah, literally. I saw it and I thought, wait a minute here. I'm looking and I'm thinking, I'm really ecstatic for Rashford for his confidence, because he needed it. Yeah. A lot of people doubt Rashford, and after the World Cup, seeing how he's played, I really like that he came in and bang around. But I looked at it and I thought, you guys turn into waiters. Your table is here, good sir. Your table is here, good sir. Your table is here. There was no...
Yeah, who can't?
I was thinking, wait a minute, I'm playing FIFA. Really, I am. I'm playing FIFA for 2023, because he just went goal. No, it was magnificent for me, but I understand the complete frustration if I was you, because I'm thinking, wait a minute, do we have players on the pitch? Kompany must be losing his mind. Or I would be, because you're just watching Pac-Man go after the ghosts. That's it was for me wow.
As soon as Rashford received the ball, it's like he's had that big giant yellow one and all ghosts have turned blue, and he's just like
that's what it looked like. And I felt bad, because I'm thinking, Burnley, don't say it so. And I was happy, but I just thought, literally, it's when you went to a posh restaurant and all went, here you are, garçon, let's go. This is your table at the back, isn't it?
It was just... It's such bad defending. I don't understand.
I think they were nervous. It did seem like, when someone freezes, I do think there was some kind of frozen. It's like they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's for me. It's like they didn't know what to do.
I can't even put it down to bad keeping positioning, because at that point, Rashford is at such an angle where really he shouldn't even be getting the shot away where he is. So he's done well to get the run, beat every single man that's been in front of him. That video online where it shows that bloke walking around in his back garden, all kids come up. It's like, you can't slap my kid.
Yeah, and you can't go. That's what I was thinking.
That's literally how it was. Give me the ball.
It was kind of like, for Rashford, I do think that gives him that kind of aura. That confidence was amazing, and I'm glad he kept running. Because I was expecting Rashford to go, wait a minute, where is it? What's going on here? He just kept going. I commend him for the goal. I absolutely loved it. Of course, I'm cheering my heart out because you can see what shirt I'm wearing. But then I thought, what happened? I really feel like it was,
I never thought what
shock.
happened at all.
I think it was actually shock. It's another thing as well that a lot of people, on the flip side, a lot of people don't give the respect to Championship, which is, it's so difficult for Championship when they're going to the Premier League. I can pick out several teams like poor Norwich, they suffered hard when they went into the Premier League. You got West Brom, which jogged up and down since my childhood. They'll be there, then they'll go down, then they'll go up.
Look at Southampton; they're still in the it's still in the Premier League, and yet they've had 2 9-0 results in the last couple of seasons. It's.
They don't remind me.
They showed you the love, man. They showed you the
Yeah,
love.
why
out here
not?
right now, Dad.
Why
They showed
not?
you the love
It's
out
good
here
to
right
it's good
now,
to be
man.
real. I understand it's difficult. Don't get me wrong. Burnley did give their cojones. They did. They didn't get out there and go, "Oh no, it's Man United. Let's bow down." They did fight. I think, as I say, confidence and execution. That was a problem. And Company, hopefully, he doesn't lose his head and actually talks to them and sees what the issue is.
Yeah, it's like I said on the watch along. For me, it's the main focus has to be the league. That has to be the league. You know, that's the bread and butter. So anything else, you know, getting through this was great, but not. You know, it's just one of them for us. Like you said, Mr. B, you'd rather have this Carabao Cup and cement this than this playoff against Barcelona, were it or something like that?
Yeah.
So,
So,
The
Mr. B, what do
Barcelona
you
one's
think?
prestige. What about the prestige or the Barcelona or the goal?
No, I meant Rashford's goal. What do you think?
I lost my shit. I was screaming for my son to come off his PlayStation and come and watch the goal again. Do you know who gave him the assist for the goal? Guys in the chat, there's 9 of you now, and you lot here. Who got the assist for the Rashford goal?
Oh.
Go on, do you know who it was? Come on, tell me. Come on.
I thought we were waiting for chat.
No, you don't have to wait for the chat.
I was waiting for chat.
Come on, tell me. Come on.
It's like that.
What you typing up there? What you typing? I hope you're not typing now. I hope you're not Googling.
I can't. I'm not typing.
Yeah, Box got it. It was bloody McTominay.
Leave McTominay alone.
It was. I hate him. I think he's a bag of. I think he's a bag of shit. But I'm not going to go into that now. I'm going to talk about what I thought about Rashford's goal. What I'm liking about Rashford now is he's slowing. All right, he did blitz past the players in the beginning, but when he got to the most important part of the pitch, he slowed down. My point is, if he's running at full speed all the time, he doesn't have control. Sprint into a certain position. Now, whether it's Ten Hag, whether it's, I think it has a lot to do with Quentin Fortune. Mm-hmm. He's learning things. He's learning pace. Let's be honest. If you look at Mbappe, he stops a man dead and then goes again. You can't catch him. If he's running full speed, there's always somebody who can maybe try and cut him off. So the fact that Rashford's learning that to his game, but yeah, that goal, I lost my mind.
It's nice to see him confident again. That was the one thing. That's the key thing for me is confidence again, because he took a kick in.
I said that prior to the World Cup. Now it can go off himself, to be honest. But
yeah. Oh, he knows.
No, to be fair, we've been beaten by the doctor. What can I say?
Oh, I love
Doctor's orders.
I love it, man. As I said, he looks like he's happy now.
But I'll go with Mark on that, because it's right. Rashford does look on top of the world. He looks like he's back in the pitch. I know a lot of people said about the real life stuff he was doing, which I commend him greatly for what he was trying to do in the world of politics. But now I do feel like he's back on the pitch. And I think Tag is a massive support for him. You know, I remember seeing a video where you see when he comes off on substitution, him and Tag are like this. And they're talking. Good. And that's what you need.
Yeah.
That you need that kind of.
See, that's why I say, this is why I say I love Emma. He did a nutmeg as well, man.
He did.
And I was upset. Oh, look what he's done. He stood up. Oh, yeah. Right, look, this brings us on perfectly now to look. This is our next I know who mine is. And I'm not, and it's not the Bravka.
Hey, now I want to say something. We've got an issue when it comes to goalkeepers, you know, because De Gea has to retire, you know, and that's a thing. So do you think maybe
give Tommy a chance?
No, maybe sending Henderson to Knox Forest. Maybe we need to kind of go.
No, he can go on. Fuck off and stay where he is.
Wow, it's very difficult at our team. Yeah, it's very difficult at our team with De Gea being there, like one of the oldest reigning ones, for any other goalkeeper to step in.
Yeah.
You need to give people practice. So I'm not saying
What practice?
Thumbelina.
Oh, right, thank you.
I'm
That's
not
all I
saying-
needed.
I'm not
Although he
saying
has got his
Thumbelina.
first clean sheet for United, so that's a
Don't
plus.
start. Don't start. Don't do that.
I mean, it's got a few stains on it, but it's
You know,
not. It's not all that mucky, is it? It's
That's
clean
some
enough.
agent jazz. That is. That's some when you jazz up your CV. That one game against Burnley, I got a clean sheet. No, we can't.
To be fair, during the watch long, there were a few like Newcastle fans in the chat, and they were saying stuff like, "We don't want him back." I think that speaks volumes, doesn't it? In a nutshell.
The comment there. I do understand that we had a lot of signings. It's so you say sliding door moments. Rashford was poor. We had Greenwood, Sancho signed, and Ronaldo. Suddenly, Rashford finds himself as a starter and stepping up. I feel like that is a very complicated thing because they're all on separate avenues. I think, Ronaldo's had a tantrum. Sancho, I don't know where he's gone. Not going to discuss one. And it's just nice to see Rashford doing what he needs to do. Finally.
Love it. Zoe here. Rashford's goal was the goal of the season so far. It was almost like Ryan Giggs versus Arsenal. There's no way on that level. What's that? He is no way on that level yet. But he looks different. He's getting there.
For me, it's because he doesn't have enough hair. Giggs would take off his shirt and have a jumper underneath.
Yeah, but they're all waxed now, aren't they? So that they don't sweat.
Oh yeah, like that was Giggs' very own Under Armour, weren't it?
Bring back the wall. Survive winter.
Sorry, guys. We drifted off again as per usual. When I'm
man of the match.
I'm man of the match.
Sorry, but Dan, who's your man of the match?
You could have a Burnley player.
Bitch, please. Honestly, nah, no chance. You'd have to give it Rashford. You'd have to give it Rashford. I thought Casemiro was in with a chance of it as well. But for me, Rashford's goal just set him, what's that saying? The cat amongst the pigeons sort of thing. Definitely not. But yeah, I'd have to give it Rashford. He was just on point. Everything about his game today was just there. The confidence was oozing. No, everything went well. For
me, it's Casemiro. He stood his ground. No, I liked it. He stood his ground. I wanted to see a defender. I spent seasons, Mr. B, watching us grow. Those little pots that you had when you were growing up. You had those little grow pots where you grew a plant. We were trying to grow a defence. I watched seasons of us with those little child pots trying to grow a defence. Like that for me, that was it. It was like we could score, but then as soon as it was like all those little Play-Doh things, it was like you can grow this, and you're a kid and you can't grow jack.
Gone are the days looking at it thinking, is it growing? And then you're like, oh no, just the seeds hanging out. And you're like, oh no, that's just Yapstam's head. Push it back down.
I'm going to grow a defence. And it was nice to see a defence. That's why I'm going for Casemiro, because Casemiro, don't get me wrong, Rashford, I don't always like giving a striker or giving the forward the man of the match. I like giving it someone, and he was a tank. I liked it. It wasn't cement head Maguire. It was actually it was solid. And as I say, I finally got my little plan and I grew a defence. And I like that
one. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I'm going Rashford. I'm said whether it doesn't matter. I don't care if he didn't do anything else for the rest of the game. And for that goal, I'll give him man of the match for the next 2 games as well. even if he doesn't play.
I want Rashford to hear that, because Rashford's going to be getting Mr. B. I'm going, that man's going to get me. That man's going to give me man of the match. I'll be on the bench and he's like, man of the match.
As long as he doesn't assist, I tell you, the only way I hate Rashford now, from now till the end of the season, if he assists Fred, I am done. I would be done. My love affair with Rashford would be finished if he assists Fred. Any form of assisting of Fred.
Next match.
Yeah, I'm done.
Leave Pastor Fred alone.
Yeah, late Christmas present for you.
UK Strange was saying, just before we jump off that, Garnacho was quiet today.
I think he were a bit off. Like, he had the pace, he was getting in the right positions, even from an opposition perspective. He had Connor Roberts on toast most of that first half. And if it wasn't for, he's still a young lad, so I think a bit more confidence, it'd have easily put you 1-0 up very early doors in that game.
For me, I will say, one of the things with Garnacho, he's still so young. I don't want any pressure on him. Yeah. I don't want him to feel like he has to win the match. I don't want him to feel like that he has to be the one. He's done some superior goals for his age. And I think we want to just let him play. We want to give him the experience. I don't want to burn him out. I don't want him worrying. We won the match tonight. He was on the pitch. It's not like he has to be magnifico all the time. If we do that to him, then we're going to ruin him.
That's another thing as well with English, like in the English game, that the media harp up these players before half of them have even kicked a ball for 90 minutes. Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea, what the hell's he doing now? Probably down like London's fish market or something.
No, he's on Portobello Road.
But that's what I mean, though. You've had players like Makeda who came through, and then it sort of was just like, this guy's going to be the next big thing. Straight, sort of didn't happen.
We need to be careful. With the younger ones, we need to be really careful. One of the things we can't do is talk about. It is harsh because we're there analysing. We've got to be realistic when we talk about someone's bad days. I wouldn't say it was Garnacho's bad day. I just think I think now, unfortunately, with what he's done, people are expecting this. Big up Football Power Hour.
Big up.
Guys, wow, time's gone. I'm gonna get solo message me in a minute. Come off. Guys, I really enjoyed that. Appreciate Dan. I know you said
I enjoyed it.
I know you said you'd come on. But guys, listen, do us a favor. You heard his comment on the Rashford goal from a strictly Burnley point of view, and I'm gonna say it was classic. So where can we find you, man?
Everywhere but OnlyFans, to be fair. Literally Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. Oh, and Grandy, you won't find me on there either. Just narrowing both options down with that one. But no, I really appreciate it, and just search Turf Morehouse as it says at the bottom, and I really do appreciate the love and support. And hopefully, when we get the the two-legged games next season in the same division, with a bit of luck, obviously I'd be more than happy to come back if you need me, if you want me for anything.
100%, mate, 100%. Kalula, am I supposed to ask you? You know what? You've got other things going. Kalula, where can we find you?
Going on,
Yeah, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and it's Kalula, and then you got 5555. Basically, 4 5s. It's a good luck thing, and or you could just don't find me in real life. And also because now the gentleman said you can't find me on OnlyFans either, or whatever he said.
Bro, I said, Kalula, you definitely wouldn't be on Grindr. You would not have to.
I'm very glad for the education.
Guys in the chat, as I say all the time, man, you don't have to be here, but you are. Look, before you go, just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and look, just give Dan a follow. And hopefully, yes, he will see us for the two-legged Premiership return next season. I got nothing, but I'm going to wish you nothing but luck, Dan.
I appreciate it.
I hope we do see you, man. But from us,
I wish you good luck as well for the Christmas shopping you've still yet to do.
Oh, that's savage. That is some savage stuff, yeah. Spoilers, guys. We heard it here first.
I can listen if I don't do a show on Friday. Boy, my head is gone.
We heard it first, guys. Spoilers from Dan.
it will be chopped off. Oh God, guys, look, thank you, man. As I said, look, we're gone before I get myself in any more trouble. Agenda, thank you, everyone. Matt, Matt. Dan's late night. 4 hours I've been on talking. 4 hours, loud me. Dan, thank you very much. Kalula, as always, thank you. Guys in the chat, thank you. And this is the agenda. We are gone.